자, 오늘 아침 세상의 책 중에 미국 책들입니다. 조금씩 읽은 지금 금방 목록을 올려드렸는데 실제 조금씩 읽겠습니다. Certain Secret of World-Class Achievers Goal Settings. Secret number 2. Understanding the beginning of all achievement. Desire is so powerful that people will risk their life, freedom, fortune, and everything else in order to satisfy it. Desire can literally be transmuted into gold. My friend Rin left behind the agonizing poverty of Haiti, his native country, to come to the abundance and opportunity of the U.S. It was desire of the strongest kind, consuming, obsessive, pulsating, and the burning, that led him on his journey to freedom by holding on to the underside. A tractor trailer during a harrowing 5-hour trip that many other immigrants didn't survive. Chances are you'll never have to risk your life to live your dream. But can you imagine how much more effective you'll be when your desire for your dream is as strong as Rin's was? Desire says, I want to, I can, I will, I see opportunity. Between where you are and where you want to be, you will find the emotional state of desire. Desire is a positive and magnetic force. Use it to your advantage. What matters now? How to win in a world of relentless change, ferocious competition, and unstoppable innovation. Chapter 1. Putting first things first. Putting first things first. So, before you go any further, in this book, ask yourself, am I really a steward? What about the filthy? Like the executor of an estate, do I see myself as a fiduciary? What about the charity? Like a self-sacrificing parent, am I willing to put the need of others first? What about the prudence? Like a committed conservationist, do I feel responsible for protecting and improving the legacy I have inherited? What about the accountability? Like the captain of a vessel, do I understand I am responsible for my wake? For the distant ripples created by my decision? What about the equity? Like a conscientious mediator, am I truly committed to finding the most equitable outcome for all? Speak with confidence, overcome self-doubt, communicate clearly, and inspire your audience. The single greatest skill required for great speaking is the competence. Think about what competence means. It comes from the Latin fidere, to trust, and con, an intensifying prefix. So competence means a full and complete trust, belief in the ability or trustworthiness of a person or thing, belief in oneself. Competence is only as good as the abilities behind it. Competence is also a two-way street. Not only must you have faith in yourself and your abilities, but your audience must also have faith in you, or else they won't listen. This book is a proven pathway to becoming a capable and competent speaker that makes an impact. Wolfpack: How to Come Together, Unleash Our Power, and Change the Game. 3. Lead from the bench. New rule: lead now, from where you are. Call to the wolf pack. If you are alive, you are a leader. If you have freedom, you have others to fight for. If you have pain, you have empathy to offer. If you have a ballot, you have a policy to shape. If you have money, you have support to give. If you have privilege, you have power to share. If you know young people, you have futures to mold. If you have relationship, you have hearts to guide. If you have a voice, you have influence to spread. Call to the wolf pack. Think your way to wealth. Think and grow rich. Chapter 2: The Mastermind. A man may bring together a group of men whose cooperation he appears to have, and perhaps on the surface he will have it. But the thing that counts is not surface appearance. It is the mental attitudes of each member of the group. Before any alliance of men can constitute a mastermind, every man in the group must have his heart as well as his head in full sympathy with the object of the alliance, and he must be in perfect harmony with the leader and every other member of the alliance. You can win, a step-by-step tool for top achievers. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. Chapter 1: Importance of Attitudes. Ability teaches us how we do. Motivation determines why we do. And the attitudes decide how well we do. The benefits of a positive attitude. There are many benefits of having a positive attitude. The advantages are easy to see, but unfortunately, sometimes what is easy to see is also easy to miss. A positive attitude makes for a pleasing personality. It's energizing and invigorating, gives fulfillment and make life meaningful, inspire oneself and the others, help people become contributing members and asset to society, increase productivity and profits, foster teamwork and better relationship, solve problems and makes positive decisions, bring pride in performance and improve quality, makes for a congenial atmosphere, breed loyalty and dependability, reduce stress and increase happiness. In other words, a positive attitudes lead to a happy, healthy, and prosperous life. Easy way to stop smoking. The easy way. The easy way is basically this: to forget for a time the reasons we want to stop, to turn to face the cigarette and to ask ourselves the following question: what does the cigarette really do for me? Do I really enjoy it? Do I really need to go through life paying through the nose just to stick these things in my mouth and suffocate myself? On the AI revolution, unlock your artificial intelligence strategy to disrupt your competition. Chapter 2: How did we get here? Man vs. Machine Round 2. While chess ultimately require decision making based on rapid mathematical computation and foresight, to win on Jeopardy, Watson would need to manipulate vast amounts of data, basically the contents of the entire Encyclopedia Britannica, as well as every bag issues of People, Billboard, and Entertainment Weekly magazine, all while trying to understand the complex conversational language, including puns, metaphors, homonyms, and idiomatic phrases. Secrets about life every woman should know. 10 principles for total emotional and spiritual fulfillment. Whatever the question, love is the answer. True freedom comes from how you respond to life and not what life does to you. All relationships are your mirrors, and all people are your teachers. You must love yourself. People you can truly love, truly give love or receive love from anyone else. Fear will steal your aliveness. Make your courage bigger than your fear. Your mind creates your experience of reality, so make your mind your friend. All obstacles are lessons in disguise. Honor them and learn from them. Change is inevitable, so stop resisting and surrender to life's flow. The purpose of life is for you to grow into the best human being you can be. Everything you need to be happy is inside of you. surrounded by idiots. Chapter 2. Why are we the way we are? How are children influenced? Children learn and develop. Children learn and develop in multiple ways, but the most common is by imitation. A child mimics what he sees around him. The parent of the same sex often becoming the model for imitation. This is clearly not an exhaustive study on how the process works, as this book is not about how we influence our children. Core values, attitudes, and approaches. The 21 Success Secrets of Self-Made Millionaires. How to achieve financial independence faster and easier than you ever thought possible. Success Secret 6. Work longer and the harder. The harder I work, the luckier. The harder I work, the luckier I get. And here's the key: work all the time. You work. When you work, don't waste time. When you get in early, put your head down and get started immediately. When people want to talk to you, excuse yourself and say, I have to get back to work. The top 10 distinction between millionaires and the middle class. Distinction 1. Millionaires ask themselves empowering questions. Middle-class people ask themselves disempowering questions. Learn to ask yourself questions that stretch you beyond your current levels of experience. On the surface, this distinction may seem unimportant. I assure you it is a profound principle. When you develop the habit of asking yourself empowering questions, your life will take on new meaning and success is the inevitable. Millionaires ask themselves empowering questions. Middle-class people ask themselves disempowering questions. The Daily Book of Positive Quotation. When I hear somebody say that life is hard, I am always tempted to ask, compared to what? Compared to what? Happiness is a perfume you cannot pour on others without getting a few drops on yourself. Nothing is particularly hard if you divide it into small jobs. You got to be careful if you don't know where you are going, because you might not get there. I ask not for a lighter burden, but for broader shoulders. Sometimes you enjoy Sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy. How we spend our day is, of course, how we spend our lives. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Angels can fly because they take themselves lightly. Devils fall because of the gravity. There are as many nights as days, and the one is just as long as the other in the year's course. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Start by doing what's necessary, then what's possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. Born reading, bringing up bookworms in a digital age, from picture books to e-books and everything in between. Chapter 1. Before your baby is born. Introducing digital devices. How much is too much? Early in my adventures as a new parent, I uncovered one of the most controversial videos I ever shared with my online readers at Galley Cat. I watched it over and over on YouTube, fascinated at first, but I felt uneasy the more I watched it. Question to ask about to print books before the baby is born, a checklist. What books do you want in your library? Did you ask your friend for books and book suggestion? When will you schedule reading time during the day? Who will read the bedtime story? If you don't allow devices, what will you do when you need downtime? Encouraging diversity. 50 successful Harvard application essay. What worked for them can help you get into the college of your choice. Scott Levin, you speak too fast. It started with my grandmother. You are going to have to speak more slowly, honey, she would say, interrupting me as you spoke on the phone. I hadn't viewed my grandmother, a frail elderly woman, as a credible gauge of my intelligibility. Her hearing must be failing, I thought, or perhaps her 1970s era telephone needed to be replaced. My father was next. I cannot understand a word you are saying, he exclaimed over dinner. Flecks of food, flying from flecks of food from his mouth. My mother would stick up for me. Leave the boy alone, she would say. I can understand him just fine. It's your hearing that's off. And then one day the dam broke. I'm sorry, Scotty, my mom said with a tinge of regret in her voice. You speak too fast. I have no idea what you are saying. The transition has happened over the course of months. Commentary. By tackling a flaw that the writer at first denies, speaking too fast, he described his journey in learning to emphasize. He delineates a, a progression from skepticism about his parents' complaint to the realization that his family has a point, and finally to self-improvement. While he blamed his family at first for not understanding him, his experience in Argentina helped him commiserate with his parents' plight. Ultimately, achieving empathy is the writer's success, but it does not drive that point home nearly as does the importance of communication itself. While he waxes philosophical about the power of words, the writer should have used more space to explain the ability to see through his family members and immigrant classmate eyes constitute such a crucial shift. Smart Talk, the public speaker's guide to success in every situation. Chapter 2, Conversation Magic, how to improve your conversation skill. You start a conversation, you can't even finish it. You are talking a lot, but you are not saying anything. Let's start with the basics. Here are the 6 steps to conversation making. Step 1. Cultivate a welcoming attitude. Step 2. Pay attention to everyone and everything around you. Step 3. Be genuinely curious and interested in other people. Step 4. Listen and look for common ground. Step 5. Ask open-ended follow-up questions. Step 6. Share stories and appreciate your conversation partner. Step number 1. Cultivate a welcoming attitude. Public speaking. Chapter 2. Getting your brain in the game. In this chapter, understanding the perils of negative thought. The human mind one of the most complex systems on the planet? Yet that big, wrinkled lump between our ears has trouble doing some very basic things, like public speaking, for instance, because we were hunters and gatherers and were in constant fear of being ousted by our tribe. That fear still exists in us today. In a book, Overcoming Perfectionism, Health Communication 2013, also Anne said we have a need to be attached and feel like we belong in order to survive. Aging well. Positive aging in reprise. Be a true friend. Do the right thing. Enjoy the glory of everything. We can imagine him ousted now in the sunshine, paddling past us in his tiny birch bark canoe. If a flower blooms once, it goes on blooming somewhere forever. What it changes is never gone unless we let it go. You'll remember, and you'll be remembered. Price. Grant unto me the seeing eye, that I may see the beauty in common things, and that I may know that each age from first to last is good in itself, and may be lived not only well but happily. Mental growth and decay.